Alright, welcome back to the third video. So now we are talking about how to process the application. After you have communicated with all the sources and you have advertised in flyers or radio, we said just now, there will be applications coming in, and these applications will go through the process conducted by the human resource department. So employees are conducted, actually this one is job seekers. Job seekers are conducted through the steps of application, pre-screening, and if qualified, reference to department for interview. So they will start with the application. Application, normally we will require these people to fill up the application form, or maybe for the higher position level we will require this person to send in the resume. So that's how usually the application will take place, and then we will do the fast pre-screening. How is actually pre-screening? Just now I said about screening, right? So screening or pre-screening, it is actually when we want to shortlist the potential candidates for employees. We need to take out, or we need to screen out all the irrelevant. So we need to put aside all the irrelevant job application, so that we will be able to shortlist the qualified candidate. So screening is actually you want to check the criteria, whether the application meet the criteria you want, or the specification you want, or they are not qualified for the job. How do you do the pre-screening? Definitely you have to refer to the job specification. So job specification that have been developed by the housekeeping will be sent to human resource department, and for this position, for example, the criteria is applicant must be male, for example, because you are short of male room attendants. You have many female room attendants. Now you are looking for male room attendants, because sometimes there are certain jobs that can only be performed by male room attendant, because sometimes you do need male workers to actually move the furniture and so on. So when HR see in the job specification the criteria must be male, so all the female applicants will be screened out or will be taken out from the list. So that's how they do the screening. The same goes to academic qualification or working experience and so on. So that is screening of application. If qualified means if all the criteria is matched, then you will refer means you will pass the application to the department, not you lah, means HR will pass the application for the department for interview session. Pre-screening applicants who do not meet the criteria for a job as specified in the job specification or special qualification are selected out or screened out. So that's how you do the pre-screening. Applicants who are not screened out should either be referred to the department for interview. So if they are qualified, they will be channeled or referred to the department to be called for interview if the executive housekeeper agree, or if there is no position vacant, this will be put in the pending file. Pending file means KIV, keep in view. I think you know the word KIV, right? Keep in view. So they will not screen out, but they will put in the KIV file or pending file. Okay, now we move into the interview part. An interview should be conducted by the manager of the department. Usually it will be done by the head of the department. For what we have learned in this module, in chapter 1, in housekeeping, we have two managers. Number one is what? Number one is the housekeeping manager, number two is the laundry manager. So which manager that is responsible for the job title, this person will conduct the interview. However, they said over here, it is often wise, it is often good and advisable that you also bring in the supervisor. The manager will bring along the supervisor during the interview for the selection process, which is the interview, so that they will gain a feel on how to work together. Because it is very important, it is not the manager who will work with the employee, but it is the supervisor who will work with this employee. So it is good that if the supervisor is brought together or brought along into the interview, so that this supervisor will get the chance to see who is the people, and also will be able to have a word in the interview selection. In the interview, actually we want to study the personal characteristics. That's why we call them for interview. We call them to see them physically and check on their personality. So we might want to check on the skills. Like I said, we will call for selection tests like cooking test for kitchen, making bed for housekeeping, operating machine for the public area attendance, for example. And also we want to study the strengths, reliability, experience. So you will ask all of these questions to actually check on their capability. Attitude, personality, behavior, stamina, age, sex. Yeah, you might be asking this kind of question also, but not too sensitive. Education, previous training. Guys, how do you check education? Yes, they put in the resume, sometimes they have the degree, but we want to see the certificate, the physical cert of the degree, for example. So you want to check the education, previous training. Training usually will also come out with certificate of attendance or certificate of completion. You might also want to test the initiative, whether this person is someone who will initiate jobs or someone who will follow jobs. And then alertness to instruction, appearance, and also personal cleanliness. Guys, this is the interview tips for the interviewer. So as the interviewer, number one, you should be prepared with your questions. Ask significant questions. You don't ask anything that, guys, I have been a few times the interviewer. My boss teach me on how to do the proper interview. Any information that you can get from the application form, you should not ask during the interview. Ask significant question, ask important question. For example, you don't ask question like, are you married? Because marriage status is already mentioned in the application form. No need to ask those questions that have been answered in the application form. So ask significant or important question. Number two, find a proper place to conduct the interview. The place should be comfortable and quiet, relaxed, so that the interview will go well and will not be stressful. And also, if you are conducting a selection test, then you will have to prepare the test area or test room, so that you can evaluate the skills required for the job. Guys, I see you in the fourth video.